What's the most
If I asked you to name
What's the most useless form in Dragon Ball? We talking about just Dragon Ball? I don't know. But if we talking about like Dragon Ball Super and whatnot, Super Saiyan 4, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, let's keep it a stack. That was just for shock value and for like, you know, here nigga. It was like a here nigga damn. Because if you remember correctly, Daima takes place before Super. Or like it takes place during Super. But no, yeah, it takes place before Super, I believe, right? And when Goku fought Beerus, he said Super Saiyan 3 was his strongest transformation. But now, all of a sudden, in Daima, the nigga has Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, he can only use it in the Demon Realm. Can he? I never even know that. Can Goku? Oh, wait. Can Goku only... So niggas don't know. Fans have widely speculated about this, and the community is split. One popular theory suggests the transformation will only be accessible within Demon Realm due to your unique magic present there, because Goku relied on the magic to force be unlocked. However, another revealing thought is that Goku eventually learned to master and access the form mainly on his own. Some argue that Daima and Dragon Ball Z are separate continuities. No, they're not. They're literally not. They're not separate. They're in the same joint. But I'm saying, because Goku said that Super Saiyan 3 was his strongest transformation. But it wasn't, because he had Super Saiyan 4. And even if he only could use it in the Demon Realm, I feel like he would probably tell him. He would be like, "Oh, I have something else, but I can't use it here. Let's go there to go do it."
the most useless
Say Super Saiyan 4. If not Super Saiyan 4, yeah, Super Saiyan Rage. Like, come on, bro. They only used it one time. What even is... Now I gotta look it up. What even is Super Saiyan Rage? Like, what is this for real? Super Saiyan Rage or the Super Saiyan Ikari is a powerful anime exclusive. Yeah, of course, the anime exclusive triggers, moments, and boost. Like, what does it do though? Like, it looks like powered up Super Saiyan 2. It features long spike golden hair, and dense golden aura, vibrant blue underglow. Like, bro, what's the point of this form? Shit is trash. Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. I like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, even though only Vegeta has it.
form in Dragon Ball, I'm sure you're all thinking
Super Saiyan 3, I just don't like the look of it.
Of different answers. But what's actually the most useless form in the entire series?
But if we saying form, it gotta be some from like Dragon Ball, bro, or something like that. It gotta be something barely anyone even knows.
Maybe they even all have a purpose when looked at narratively. And let me just get this out of the way immediately. It isn't Super Saiyan 3. Now I play up my
Nah, Super Saiyan 3 played a decent little role joint, you know?
hate for Super Saiyan 3 because I think it's funny. But my dislike for it almost entirely comes from what it did to Goku's character in the Buu saga, and the fact that it feels very forced into the narrative when compared to the foreshadowed...
Yeah, in my opinion, Super Saiyan 2 is the greatest one out of the Super Saiyan forms. Super Saiyan 1 and 2. Super Saiyan and 3, I felt 3, but Super Saiyan 2 is the best looking one to me. I love how Super Saiyan 2 looks. It's my favorite one out of the 3.
Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 forms. I think people read the word overrated in my title for my Super Saiyan 3 video and thought I actually said
overrated. I would say yes. The reason why I would say Super Saiyan 3 is overrated is because a lot of people think that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stronger than Ultimate Gohan. Literally. That's the only thing I don't like. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stronger than Ultimate Gohan. Same way how a lot of people think that Kid Buu is stronger than Super Buu.
Useless or worst, but I just think it's overrated, especially among the casual fan base due to how cool they think it looks and what it does in the non-canon Dragon Ball Z movies.
Ooh,
At the very least, though, it isn't useless. Whether or not I think it
I love it in Sparking Zero though.
Was actually necessary from a writing perspective, the form did buy
like,
enough time for Trunks to get the Dragon Radar from Capsule Corp. Now, did they end up using or needing the radar later in the arc? Well,
he got one.
No, But that's not the form's fault. Similarly, Gotenks also uses Super Saiyan 3 in his fight with Super Buu after exiting the time chamber. Aside from the form being required for Gotenks and Piccolo to escape at all, which stops Buu from destroying the Earth while they're betrayed and trapped, Super Saiyan 3 also makes Gotenks strong enough to successfully stall Buu, allowing Gohan's potential to finish being unlocked and...
I don't really get that. Okay, so a fused... I mean, I get their kids though, but a fused Super Saiyan 3... I don't know, bro.
For him to arrive on Earth. Though, I will say Buu also allowed that to happen, so I could only give Super Saiyan 3 a little bit of credit here. That said, for the sake of this video, I will include Dragon Ball Daima when...
I mean, I wouldn't say Beast is useless, it's just very... random, bro. Like, I don't really get Beast. Like, it doesn't... to me, it don't really make sense. Like, at all. Like, Super Saiyan God... Like, Super Saiyan Blue. Because Super Saiyan Blue is just... You're going Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God. So, but I don't really get it. Wait, does red and yellow make blue? Oh, that's comp. Wait, red and yellow makes blue? Okay, wait, what about gold? Because it's golden, right? Okay, that's kind of stupid now that I think about it. Okay, now low-key it don't make sense. It would have made sense if it was like this. I'm not gonna lie. This don't make sense now. Cause if it was red and yellow and it was like Super Saiyan orange, that would be tough because red and yellow or red and gold makes orange. But it doesn't make blue. So how does it go Super Saiyan blue? How is it SSJ blue if red and yellow makes orange? Instead, it represents the regard to divine energy, key mimicking the physics of a flame. Oh, where the temperature scales from red to blue? Okay. That's type comp then. That's type comp. My fault.
Applicable, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Holy.
3's only notable win in
fan service.
Work with direct, heavy Toriyama involvement, so that counts for something. So this should make it clear what my criteria is for a useful form. I'm looking for narrative significance and or accomplishments. Having one or the other should give a form enough to escape being called the most useless form in the series, and accomplishments don't specifically mean wins, like I showed with Super Saiyan 3. I also want to focus on prominent characters, so no Chief Moganayan battle mode from Dragon Ball Super Episode 2 or things like it. For the next form, let me go from defending a form I dislike to defending a form I love.
Ooh, Super Saiyan God? What? I mean, it's not really useless in a manga though. It played a good role in the manga. Versus in the Goku Black arc.
Super Saiyan God. I'm sure a lot...
And no, Super Saiyan God is my favorite form of all the Saiyan forms. Super Saiyan God is my favorite one, bro.
A lot of you think this form has no...
I gotta be with him on this. I gotta defend it too.
Accomplishments. And narratively, it has no foreshadowing or build-up, as well as no narrative connection to Goku as a character, so it must be useless. I mean, it literally loses its debut fight before getting fully replaced one arc later.
That's true. That is true.
Later, but that isn't exactly true. I think people forget this, but Super Saiyan, a form praised for its build-up, has all of its foreshadowing happen over the course of its introductory arc. I've seen a lot of people say the form is foreshadowed in the Saiyan Saga, but that just doesn't happen. The only line about Super Saiyans in that arc is Nappa using the term to
OG Vegeta
means something else entirely, calling any human Saiyan hybrid a Super Saiyan, which is clearly retconned by the time of the Frieza Saga. Obviously, Battle of Gods was originally a movie, and even its arc version is less than 20 episodes long.
Yeah, it needs a remake.
So it doesn't have a lot of time to build up the form, but the build-up is still there, even if it's not nearly as good as the build-up for Super Saiyan on Namek. My point is, foreshadowing and build-up can happen in the arc.
Bro, it's clean though. Like, he gets slimmer, red hair, red eyebrows, red eyes. Like, Bro, he's clean, bro. It's a clean form, bro.
The form is introduced, but more importantly, this form is pretty symbolic for Goku. In the Battle of Gods movie, and in one line of the Dragon Ball Super Arc version, Goku is a bit upset that he had to rely on others to get so powerful, annoyed that the strength didn't come from himself. What Goku doesn't realize is that the people involved in the ritual only exist and can participate in the ritual successfully because of him. Of course, his sons and his unborn grandchild are—
Nah, what is this? Dragon Ball? Is this Broly? Dragon Ball Super Broly? Animation so good.
are directly linked to him, but Vegeta changing as a person and settling—
Oh, what he saying is? He the strongest or something like that? You the one, Goku. Kakarot, you him.
Down on Earth, starting a family of his own, are also due to Goku's influence. Goku's actions created a world where 5 other righteous Saiyans could even exist. So when they pour their hearts, not their power, into Goku, it's as if he's being given back what he gave to all of them, so he kept their power into Goku.
Gohan's hair in this is so ugly. His best hairstyle though is bro, this is top hair, bro. I don't know what it is though. This right here is the best hair I have ever seen, bro. This, the messy looking joint. This is tough. This tough. This is so clean to me. I don't know why, but it's so clean, bro. I hate this one. I hate this one with the no bangs. I don't like this hairstyle at all. That they could keep that, bro. This one's, oh my gosh. They did my dog so dirty. But this clean though. It's clean.
It's as if he's being given back what he gave to all of them so he can protect them from the god of destruction. So does this make it not useless? Well, personally, I'd say character significance is more important than anything when it comes to a transformation in a story, but it does actually have some overlooked accomplishments. In Battle of Gods, the form successfully stopped Beerus from destroying the Earth. There's a world where the form doesn't live up to Beerus' expectations, or it isn't possible to create at all, and he destroys the Earth right then and there. But the form growing stronger, allowing Goku to show off his tenacity, and even making Goku stronger in his base form to the point that he didn't need the transformation for the second half of the fight because he became one with it, is a pretty big accomplishment. Something that's also partially a narrative accomplishment is this form expanded the world of Dragon Ball by blowing open the power ceiling we previously thought to exist in Dragon Ball Z. Back to combat accomplishments though, in the manga, Super Saiyan God
That's what I said.
God is used a good amount to give Goku and Vegeta incredible power.
That's what I said. That's what I said, big bro.
Or boosts without using the same stamina as Super Saiyan Blue. They generally use the form to go in and out of Super Saiyan Blue, like in Goku's fight with Hit and Vegeta's fight with Goku Black. You could actually say it just fully replaces Super Saiyan 3, with the anime seemingly implying that Super Saiyan God is just more efficient than Super Saiyan 3 as well as Super Saiyan Blue. So its purpose as a powerful, efficient transformation fills the role that forms like Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 had in late Dragon Ball Z. Speaking of Super Saiyan Blue, I know I need to mention it, but it's not really worth talking about for too long because it just isn't a useless form. It's been around too long and at the very least has been used to buy time or even just straight up win fights. It's a form that's pushed enemies to evolve in order to
it's their default form now, bro. Like niggas they not cracking Super Saiyan 2 no more, bro. Like they going straight to blue. Not gonna lie. They going straight to blue. And then if blue don't work out, then they popping out Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, bro.
That's it. And the form evolved in ways
Gohan ain't even come on, bro. Gohan, that nigga going beast mode. Broly, he going legendary Super Saiyan. I mean, Gohan and Trunks, they still use
Super Saiyan in the original manga. Well, I think it's fair to say perfected Super Saiyan Blue may have been a bit too short-lived. It served a purpose in the fight with Merge Zamasu in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Blue Evolution, on the other hand, is something I'll have to talk about in a bit more detail. Blue Evolution first appeared in the Dragon Ball Super anime, then was adapted in a slightly different way by Toyotaro for the Dragon Ball Super.
Look at the earring, though. Jeez Louise, man. The manga just be looking better, though. But it's because like it's like one drawing instead of a whole
In both continuities, the form is unlocked during the Tournament of Power, with the anime specifically framing this as Vegeta's limit-breaking form that he achieves on his own path to power, while Goku goes after Ultra Instinct. I think people fairly dislike this form since it's just not that interesting. In the anime especially, it's a retread of Super Saiyan Grade 2, but with an emotional awakening that's usually reserved for entirely new forms, not variations or, for lack of a better term, evolutions.
I really just like the sparkles.
The generic way Vegeta Vegeta unlocks it
like
isn't terrible, and it's at least a little different in the manga, as it's brought about by his frustration of always falling behind Goku, somewhat
like that one
paralleling
better,
the
though,
anime
not gonna
filler
lie.
scene of how Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan in the first place. More importantly than anything though, this is Vegeta's main form in the Moro arc of the Dragon Ball Super manga, and it, along with his new abilities, forces the story to progress. He's also clearly using the form to amplify his Force Spirit Fission at the end of the arc to stop Moro from getting an instant win, buying them time for the actual victory to happen, which is not a lot, but it's definitely not useless. And if I'm talking about what's basically Super Saiyan Blue Grade 2, we have to talk about the other Super Saiyan grades.
Forgot about those. See, that's what I was. Oh, see, I told you it was gonna be some old stuff that nobody was gonna remember for real, bro. I forgot about Super Vegeta, bro, in that Trunks form, dude. I forgot about that.
Grade 1 isn't useless, and Grade 4 was seemingly essential to surpassing the Super Saiyan wall, something Grade 2 and Grade 3 thought they did, but actually didn't.
Yeah, those are trash.
Let's talk about those two. Super Saiyan Grade 2 is a stronger version of Super Saiyan Grade 1, but it still has the same drawbacks as Super Saiyan Grade 1, like emotional instability, restlessness, and seemingly some amount of stamina drain. Grade 3 further exacerbates those issues and adds on the downside of slower speed, making it effectively useless in combat. While Grade 2 has the combat accomplishment of being able to beat Semi-Perfect Cell had it not been Vegeta fighting him, Grade 3 has nothing, right? Surely this is the most useless form in all of Dragon Ball.
Probably
I've
not,
always
though.
held the belief that Grade 2 and even Grade 3 exist to serve a purpose
them shits is
narratively.
ugly,
Goku
bro.
has to find these forms just like Trunks and Vegeta did in order to see their flaws. They are a necessary stepping stone to surpassing the Super Saiyan wall and overcoming
Nah, he
what was thought to
glazing
be
it, though.
the
He
greatest
glazing
power
it.
in the universe. So while Super Saiyan Grade 3's best accomplishment in battle is future Trunks using it as a distraction during his spar with Vegeta in the Dragon Ball Super anime, its narrative importance shouldn't be overlooked. But it's honestly the biggest contender for most useless form that I've discussed so far. While we're talking about future Trunks, I'm sure most of you were expecting this one, Super Saiyan Rage. The form that appears out of nowhere with no explanation before or after its introduction
Booty,
and doesn't
bro.
win a single fight. This form is
Yeah,
anime
that's probably the
exclusive
most
and was probably
useless
made to sell
form.
merchandise, but it does have a small explanation. In that spar with Vegeta I mentioned before, Trunks hones in on the blue energy that makes the power of Super Saiyan Blue, even understanding it to be a god's power using context clues. At first, this made Trunks complacent, that his father and Goku would take care of Goku Black for him, but after Vegeta tells him he needs to look beyond the threat in front of him, Trunks resolves himself to get stronger on his own, and even surpass his father. So a form like Super
I
Saiyan
don't
Rage
get
that
it,
mixes
bro.
a Super Saiyan aura with a blue aura could be seen as Trunks' solution to growing stronger after training with Vegeta and trying to
that trash
replicate
ass
Super
form,
Saiyan
bro.
Blue. It's very thinly written, but it is there, and its transformation scene where Trunks rejects having committed sins is pretty damn cool. Importantly, when it comes to accomplishments in battle, it allowed Goku and Vegeta to escape as Trunks was able to hold off Goku Black and Zamasu. It's a mediocre transformation at best, but I think calling it the most useless form would be a bit much. Now, give me a second to rapid fire through a few forms that have
low-key
some
got it
haters
at
and
worst.
detractors, but are far from useless.
Let me see.
Ultimate Gohan bought time for Goku to return to life, and more importantly for Vegeta to get to Earth in the Buu Saga.
Makes
Even
sense.
more impressively, in
Come on, cuz, stop playing, bro. That's one of the greatest transformations ever.
it gets some wins in the Tournament of Power, with the manga version having Ultimate Gohan draw with Kefla. Narratively, a form that represents Gohan's hidden potential is about as on the nose as a transformation can get, so I think it works,
Exactly,
even if it
bro.
feels
I'm
a
just
bit like a
saying.
retread of
But
what
that's one of the
happened in the
perfect
Cell
ones,
Saga
bro.
in some minor ways. And if we're talking about potential, I should mention Frieza. I can already see the comments saying that Frieza's original
Okay. Yep, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
transformations made
That's
him
true.
weaker, but I don't think that has anything to do with their usefulness, since they're specifically made to help Frieza not lose control. Out of all of his suppression transformations, his third form has the least on-screen accomplishments, though it does beat everyone present at the fight with ease, so it's not like it did absolutely nothing. Frieza just wanted to show off his true form and true power, even when he didn't need to at that exact moment. At least Frost got to use the form for a little bit in Dragon Ball Super. Speaking of what happened on Namek, Zarbon has a very weird transformation in hindsight, at
See,
least.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't know we were going to the you feel me? I thought we were just talking about Sans. Like, bro.
His monster form is sometimes called his true form, as I discussed in my video on all the transformations in Dragon Ball, but like I did there, I'll consider it a transformation rather than his base form. The weird thing about this form is that it's hyped up as a massive increase in power by several characters, when if you actually do the math, it has to be less than a 2x multiplier. That being said, it did beat Vegeta, and narratively, it's used to set up both Frieza and Goku transforming later in the arc. So I think it isn't useless, even if it's a pretty weak power boost. I mean, it still got Zarbon a win over Vegeta in their first fight after all. And finally, we could talk about the actual contenders for the most useless form in Dragon Ball. The first is the Great Namekian form. This is the form that Piccolo uses to grow huge, and had this video been made a few years ago...
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, yo, gang. Name the last time the nigga used this move. Did he even use this in Dragon Ball Z? I know he uses Dragon Ball Super. I know he uses Dragon Ball Super. Nigga, Goku used a giant form more than him. Damn near. Yo, bro, when the last time you used this form? Like, come on, son.
I'd actually say it's the most useless form in the series. It has no real power gains, and its only use in combat is taken advantage of by Goku to rescue Kami, which is really the only reason the form exists in the story. That's still technically a narrative use, but it feels weird to use that in the form's favor. Luckily, we live in a post-Dragon Ball Super superhero world, and in that movie, Piccolo uses the Great Namekian form in conjunction with Orange Piccolo to better hold off and fight Cell Max, which is a crucial move that actually leads...
I forgot about that. My fault, big bro. I did forget about that. I'm not gonna lie.
To the fight ending in a victory against the artificial life form. So while the form may not provide a true power benefit, its size and leverage still greatly improves combat ability, especially when the opponent is of a similar size as well. Hey, congrats, man. You're not...
But I mean, yo, bro. When the next time they gonna have an opponent that's odd?
Useless anymore. Next, we have Buu with Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks absorbed, or as some people call the form, Buu-Iccolo. This form only happened after Goten and Trunks defused inside of Buu, so Piccolo became the dominant absorption in Buu's body. This form is a drastic reduction in Buu's power and allowed Goku to leave Buu to Gohan instead of having to fuse with him. If this had been the end of Buu, then maybe there could be an argument for this being the most useless form in the series, but it wasn't. Add on the fact that this form was an accident and purposefully bad, as well as having some foreshadowing, and I think it works narratively at least. There's also the fact that Piccolo's intelligence, which is the specific reason Buu absorbed him, is what leads to him planning ahead in the heat of the moment and absorbing Gohan, which is likely even worse than had the kid stayed fused inside of Buu. All in all, even if it was meant to be a useless form, it ended up being extremely good for Buu, and justified him absorbing Piccolo in the first place. Now we're finally here. The form I consider to be the most useless form in all of Dragon Ball.
I really don't know who it could be. Or what it could be. Trying to think of like people who have transformations. I don't know.
And funny enough, it also...
Is it Dragon?
Nah. Has to do with Piccolo. To me, the most useless form...
What is this? When he fused with people? What is this?
In Dragon Ball is Piccolo's potential unleashed form, or as I like to call it...
All the...
Piccolo. This form was supposed to let Piccolo close the gap between him and
but then he went
an
orange, right?
He thinks is on the level of Goku and Vegeta. But instead, he just ended up losing slightly less badly to the android and was still going to be killed as his own power just wasn't enough. But I think the worst part about this form is the fact that it didn't even need to be a form. Goku, Krillin, Kid Gohan, and even Dende had their potentials unlocked, with the latter three being in the same way Piccolo did, but they didn't result in transformations for the characters. By creating a new form, it does subvert the viewer's expectations about what Shenron meant when he spoke about throwing in a little bit extra, as that form could be seen as the extra since it's something that didn't happen in the past, but the cost of that likely unintentional subversion is the creation of the most useless form in...
Nigga, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was a base form. That was a transformation, bro. I'm be honest, bro. Yo, I did not know. I thought that was, bro. I thought this was gonna be the new look of Super Piccolo. I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember this being a form. I thought this was just his base joint. Nigga, this is a form? This nigga trash.
All of Dragon Ball, a form that couldn't beat the foe it was acquired to beat, and is instantly replaced by a far more powerful and narratively significant form, Orange Piccolo. If you want to think about it in a slightly funny way, Shenron gave Piccolo the orange form because he knew that he didn't have potential like that on his own, which is almost as sad as it is funny. So yeah, Piccolo is the most useless form in all of Dragon Ball. Thank you to all the channel members on the screen behind me right now. Also wanted to add in that I'm going to start streaming again more regularly over on twitch.tv/Carthew. If you're interested, it is going to be like Dragon.
That's what's up. Yeah, I do Dragon Ball too. We twinsies. Dang. Yeah, that form is trash now I think about it. I didn't even think that was a form. Obviously, I didn't remember it, but I didn't think it was a form though. Yeah, bro, I seen this, dude. Yo, I gotta find these. I gotta cop Naruto magazines, bro. I gotta cop these, dude. I seen these. I seen some WWE ones too. Too tough. Can you order these though? Like I got some. I need to get something. I need to get something. Like, those are clean though. That's clean. That's clean. That's clean. I got a comment. That's clean.